Let's do some serious nerding out about the coolest fictional weapon of all time, the lightsaber. You know it's true. I got to hold two authentic ones from Star Wars movies, but that gets a little bit complicated. And we'll get into that. But what you're looking at here are all of Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsabers from all of the Star Wars movies. Because the two that I got to hold are Obi-Wan sabers. So as far as the designs, it's pretty simple. The one on the left is from The Phantom Menace, the one in the middle from Attack the Clones, and the one on the right from Revenge of the Sith, as well as A New Hope. Now, I am a huge Star Wars fan, ever have been since the 70s when I saw Episode 4 in the theater. I was a little kid, so I was not a part of this scene here at all. I think we saw it after it had proven to have just ridiculous legs and was really sticking around in the theaters. And back in that first magical movie, there was only one Jedi, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi, as portrayed, of course, by Alec Guinness. And for 3 long years, everything we knew about lightsaber fighting, at least in movies, was based on that one duel that he had with Vader, and jokes about how they were moving slowly and all that. But a lot of kids of the time, myself included, thought it was the coolest thing we'd ever seen. And actually, we shouldn't overlook how the lightsaber's movie debut, that scene, was awesome as well. That whole scene was already crazy enough. Wild West-looking cantina, stuffed with aliens, and then you add what is essentially a wizard using a laser sword. No one had ever seen anything like that. And of course, they really stepped it up with episodes 5 and 6. But back to Obi-Wan, he's the original good guy lightsaber user, like I said. And so I'm going to show you one of the 2 sabers I got to hold and give you the story behind it. And I'll make a follow-up video to show the second of the 2. First, there's a bit of terminology to get out of the way. I love Star Wars, and I wasn't sure what a quote-unquote hero lightsaber meant. And you might not either, so as you can see here, hero lightsabers are screen-accurate versions of a lightsaber used during close-ups. Now let's look at the one we're going to focus on today. It's from The Phantom Menace. And what makes it special is it is a bladed hero lightsaber, as you can see. And that blade is what makes it special because, for instance, here's a saber that was meant for a close-up in the film and used that way, but of course it has no blade. Just like this Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan lightsaber that I'm going to show next time. And here's the story behind this one here, back to The Phantom Menace. Ewan McGregor had a lot of stunt lightsabers that of course looked like this, but none of them stood up to a detailed view, and it was decided they needed a close-up worthy bladed one, and not just for the movie, but for up-close promotional pictures, that kind of thing. Here's some more detail from Nick Gillard, who was the stunt coordinator for the prequels. The Obi-Wan was used as a hero and photographic saber. It was the one we used in the Annie Leibovitz photos of Obi and Maul in the desert. In those days, ILM didn't care too much about what color the blade was, as they were changing it anyway, so that's how it ended up red. The guy that made it had a box he got from the archive with small bits and pieces, bezels, etc. He told me that he put some bits on that saber. He continues, referring to this one here, of course. It's special as it has some original film parts, just so you don't confuse it with the normal one. All of those ones are rare. The Hero Obi, the rarest. There's Nick on the left, by the way. So yeah, as a nerd, as a Star Wars geek, pretty awesome to hold something that Ewan McGregor did related to The Phantom Menace. Don't care what anybody thinks about the movie. It's Citizen Kane meets The Godfather compared to The Rise of Skywalker. And the lightsaber fight in it, of course, was absolutely fantastic. So remember how Nick talked about the one we're looking at today was used in the Annie Leibovitz shoot. That was this famous, at the time, Vanity Fair preview of the movie. And somewhere in my garage in a box with some other stuff, I still have that issue. Yeah, I hope it's doing well. I hope it's in pristine condition. And I looked at it, it must have been 1,000,000 times leading up to the movie. Here's one picture from it that I loved. Another good thing about The Phantom Menace is that Liam Neeson was our first new Jedi Master, and he was pitch perfect. And I still remember this picture, which is, I think, like one of the greatest Star Wars promotional pictures ever, if not the. Let's just say the. So this had our heads spinning as we were waiting for the movie to come out. And actually, my copy is not pristine, because I remember I removed this fold-out and put it up on my cube wall back at my job. I was young back then and new to the office world, and I still, in making this video now, I can remember people talking about that picture on my wall. And all that to say that the one Ewan McGregor is holding right here in this photo I loved back from 1999, which was kind of my touchstone in waiting for the new movie, is the one I got to hold. And if you don't find that terribly interesting, I don't blame you, but it's my video. And the coolest part is I did not realize at the time as I held the saber, it was only now, it's been months, that I'm finally getting around to making this video, that I realized it in researching. And come to think of it, little did I know back when I used to look at this picture all the time on my cube wall that I'd end up holding the lightsaber on the left and doing a sword routine with the man, Ray Park, on the right. And that itself was about 20 years ago, because that was at the time of Attack of the Clones. Pretty crazy, but that is the story of the Obi-Wan bladed hero lightsaber from The Phantom Menace. Thanks for watching, and what the hell, may the Force be with you.